Okay guys, remember how I say every 5-minute job is one unknown turning into an hour's job? This is exactly what we have.
We're selling it!
I'm Chris Meyer. Join me and the Legendary Customs team as we take ordinary rides and craft them into legendary customs. Hey there, Chris with Legendary Customs. Thank you for joining us. If you like what you see, hit the like button down below and subscribe. What I have back here is a Corvette 25th anniversary car. It is being brought in for a tune-up, compression test, check the timing, new weather stripping all the way around, new seat belts, and the window motors to be installed as new. Also, the driver's side will not open from the outside, so we have to check the linkage there. But check out this great car. This will be a 1 or 2 day in and out. Very, very quick, but here we go. Has the classic paint job for the 25th anniversary cars. A lot of these that were painted this way were actually the Indy 500 pace cars. Typical 350. This is an automatic air conditioning option. It did diesel when we brought it in, when we turned it off, so the timing is off. Seat belts are 100% not working, so we'll put in those. We also have new weather stripping for the front, the back, and the doors, so that will be put in. This had tinted glass on it, and believe it or not, it came off in one sheet, which is awesome. However, remember how we always talk about 3M, Avery, when we do wraps, not leaving the glue behind? This came off in one piece, so I just grabbed it, came right off. All of the glue is left behind. It's gonna be a bear getting that glue off. So we'll probably use 70% alcohol. Hopefully that will come off. Maybe a goo be gone. That, I already know what it's from. Somebody at one time put a high-rise air cleaner on there, closed the hood, pop. I've seen a lot of Vettes like that and a lot of cars with dents in them. Back window tint actually is staying because this has rear defrost, and to get the tint off with, if you ever have to use a razor blade, that rear defrost is pretty much toast unless you're very patient and willing to pay for the time to take it off. Interior isn't terrible. Remember, this is a very old Corvette. Here we go, look at this. 25th anniversary car right there. Corvette right on the radio. Classic gauges. 44,000 miles. Probably original. Anyway, that is the vehicle. Zack's gonna go at it. Does have an oil leak. We believe by the smell when we drove it here. It smells like oil, but it might be transmission. We got to get it up on the lift to figure that one out. So that is the vehicle in today, gone shortly. Depends on what you run into. So a project like this, very straightforward until you break a bolt or until a spark plug decides it doesn't want to come out. Both of those things can happen, and when they do, a 5-minute spark plug turns into an hour-long wrestling match. Anyway, long and short, thanks for joining us. I'm going to throw on the time-lapse camera, and here we go. Now Zack totally redid his aunt's 1973
Corvette, which is very similar to this one. Redid the carpet. The seat covers were already replaced. Painted the entire exterior. New weather stripping. Just a boatload of work. Tune-up. Did you take the engine out and repaint the engine?
No, I just fixed like oil leaks and that power steering ram and fuel pump. And there's a bunch of maintenance stuff.
Where'd that Corvette end up?
Chicago.
Chicago. Extra electric.
Yeah, and it originally had, like it's supposed to have like something like this sticking out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that side doesn't, but
so this car will get new motors for the windows to go up and down because they are extremely slow, he said. And he said one of them intermittently works and other times doesn't. So when you have a Corvette with T-tops, it's nice to have the tops off and the windows down and know that if you hit rain, you can put the windows back up. Okay, here's where we're at. Mr. Zack has put in both motors for the windows, and now we are finding out, and the motors were shot very slow, and now we're finding out that the actual switch on the passenger side has some dead spots in them also. So we have the brand new motor, loose wires, switch not working, so we ordered new switches. We have to find out if the switch or the wiring. Leaning either way?
for what?
Switch, wiring, both?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a mix of both.
Very good. And this one goes up and down like a rocket ship. So, but the switch on this side, you have to push it down to make it work. So we ordered that too. Brand new weather stripping going up. Now when you put on new weather stripping, clean the surface, clean all the other stuff off, apply the adhesive to both the rubber gasket and the door, let it get tacky, and then as you can see, Zack is pushing it onto the door literally 2 or 3 times in every inch, so it's pressed and held in place. These have been replaced a couple times before in the past, and hopefully this is the very last time. Okay, weather stripping on, motors in for the windows. We know what to fix on the locks. Now Zack has moved along to the compression test, which everything is awesome there. And now he is checking the timing and setting up the proper settings on the carburetor. Five-year anniversary Corvette is coming along great. Right now we are changing out the transmission fluid, removing the pan, putting in a new filter, everything, versus just flushing out the old and putting in new, better way of doing it. Anyway, I'm doing this in my office because as you will hear when we get out there, it gets noisy. I'm gonna go check it out.
So this creates a vacuum, sucking out the fluid, so when Zack takes off the transmission pan, it doesn't make a mess everywhere. The fluid is a dark brown, so that indicates there was it's been in there a while. So it does need a transmission fluid change anyway. That will be done along with the oil change. Everything's coming along great. Keep watching.
Okay guys, remember how I say every 5-minute job is one unknown turning into an hour's job? This is exactly what we have. Valve cover gaskets. Undo 4 bolts, pull off the valve cover, peel up the cork gasket, put a new cork one in and put the covers on. Done, right? Well, this last person who did these valve cover gaskets, because apparently they were leaking pretty bad, used a boatload of a sealant. And the gaskets are coming out literally piece by piece. So 5-minute job turned into who the heck knows how long. However, if we don't take that off, everything that we're doing to stop the leaks will be for no reason whatsoever. So Zack is piece by piece taking this off. Hopefully everything will not leak and we'll go forward. But yeah, having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Forward we go.
Yeah, it should be the same.
Okay. All right, so went down to Napa to get a seal for the transmission speedometer cable. They didn't have one. They couldn't get one that was the same. This part is what we took out of it. And this is part I actually had in stock. And it has a brand new seal in it. Mic's out the same. Gonna put it in and hopefully it won't leak. That's why I keep stuff on hand. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, and I found a nut.
Hey there, behind me, the Corvette is back. We took it back to the owner for the weekend. It is back. The switches came in for the power windows. Works beautifully. And Zack is now working on the front brakes. For some reason, it pulls to the right.
Yep.
It pulls to the right. So we are just seeing if the calipers are working properly, if the pads are in place properly, all that good jazz. It has been tuned up underneath. As you can see, a lot less oil up top off of the valve covers. Underneath, there is still one drip back there, but we think that is the rear on the transmission. But we'll figure that out quick. But windows go up and down perfectly. Doors open and close perfectly. Seat belts are in. Wire harnesses are in. Carburetor is tuned. Timing was very advanced, so we had to clock it down just a little bit. The gentleman that owns this, Eric, and his bride wanted it to be more dependable on the road, and Zack has been able to do that. All right, Zack finished up with the 1978 Corvette. This is the 25th anniversary edition for these beasts. And here we go. So everything is completed. Those two switches right there were put in brand new, and the wire harnesses, they were just old and worn out. The switches to make the windows go up and down, they were replaced along with the window motors. Even with the new window motors in, they needed the switches. The automatic locks completed.
Zack went through, bled the front brakes. There is nothing apparent making it pull to the right, but it still does pull to the right a little bit. We will have to bring that in next time to figure that out 100%. All of the window tint is gone. Right back to normal. The automatic locks work. Believe it or not, that was just a fuse. Anyway, this is a vehicle that started off as just getting it ready for the road again. If you have something that is similar to that, you can bring it in and we can see what we can do about getting it ready for being on the road and a little bit more dependable. Full tune-ups, small wiring problems, all that stuff, very capable of doing. This 1978 Corvette is going back to its owner today, and hopefully he will run the wheels off of it. I know in its future is a paint job and a full interior swap out. So stay tuned, so much more to come. We just don't know when. Maybe it'll be a year, maybe it'll be 2 years, but this one will be back in the shop again. Thanks for joining us. If you like what you see, hit the like button down below, and of course subscribe. Appreciate it. Out of here.